So I'm Kara Serio. I know the name on here says Kate. I'm so grateful for Kate. She let me jump on her account so we don't get timed out and we can listen to as long as Emily wants to talk. But Emily is a diamond with our company, and guys, she is amazing. Like, she just is bold. She's to the point. She doesn't candy coat it. She doesn't, she doesn't beat around the bush. She gets to the point, and she's my inspiration. She's inspired me throughout my journey, and I know a lot of you on here that have been on the journey for a while, you know how amazing she is. So Emily, I'm going to let you take it over, and I cannot wait to hear from you.
Woo, sorry, technical difficulties, had to unmute myself. All right, well, as you guys can see, you can work your business from anywhere, even the middle of dinner, and that is the beauty of what we do. Okay, we'll go tell her your name. These are, well, not that little girl, I don't know who she belongs to, but this little boy and that little boy are my why. They are why I do what I do. Her name's Palmer. Go over there and go with Daddy. They are why I do what I do every single day. I selfishly joined for the discount because of vanity reasons. Back in 2014, can y'all hear me okay? Okay, back in 2014, I joined selfishly to lose some baby fat. I gained weight postpartum when all my friends were losing weight postpartum. And it was all gut health related, but I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know we should be focused on that. So I'm so glad I was introduced to Plexus and then their business opportunity, because I was the mean girl that skeptically, and that's a nice way of putting it, said no for 15 months. I watched Melissa Eichenhurst earn her first vehicle, and she went to high school with my sister-in-law, and I was like, no, that's not real. Like, I did network marketing before. I never earned a car that fast. Like, no. And then a girlfriend of mine, whose husband was deployed with mine, she reached out to me and said, hey, I see you working out all the time. Have you ever tried this stuff? And I was like, oh, you poor thing. Somebody has brainwashed you. It's going to be okay. The usual. We start assuming right away. And from there on, I kept telling her no. So that lasted about 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I actually was spinning wheels in my brain. Like, could I really do this? This seems to be different. I was reading testimonies. I read the good, bad, and ugly. I've read every negative blog and review out there so they don't scare me when people point them in my direction. And I kind of just discovered that if I was going to do this, it had to be about me. And in the beginning, I think that's totally okay. Until you grow a team or you have that first customer, it's okay for it to be about you. Because as a mom, or even as a parent, we put ourselves last a lot. And my kid, at the time, I had one, my child, I wanted to be his everything. I wanted to be the mom that could go for a run with the baby in the jogger and like barely break a sweat. And no, that was not real life. That was not happening. I would like put him in the stroller, break a sweat, and be dying. Be like, all right, that was my workout. Let's go inside. And so what I had to do after that was have a reality check for myself, but even more so was change my mindset. So that's what I'm going to share with you guys tonight, is how to make sure your mindset is so on point that when someone shares with you a skeptical article or a hateful blog, or they comment on your post and they don't understand why you're so crazy about Plexus, that your belief is so unshakable and so excited that instead of immediately becoming defensive, instead you're like, that's okay. That's okay. I read that one too. I'm glad. I'm so happy you brought this resource to me, because let me tell you a little bit about it. And that is where you can come in and use your Plexus Shield of Confidence. This is something that I did not know about in the beginning. And I learned about it closer to my Emerald ranking. I know that's pretty crazy, but I didn't use my Plexus Shield of Confidence so then. And I know some of you, maybe you grew up in church and like you went to Awanas and you're like, is she about to like go Bible thumping on me? No, I promise it's not that kind of shield. but it is very similar. So just like you have your armor of God, you have your plexus shield of confidence, which is made up of 4 pillars. Number 1, and then the products. So belief in yourself. Emily, how do you keep doing this 3 years later? Do you guys understand the only difference between you and I is I have heard the words no, no thank you, not interested, probably thousands of more times than you have. That's the only difference between you and I. I am not special. I am coachable, and I am respectful. The people above you, whether you like them or not, are paving the way for you to learn so much all the time. You go see Daddy. Yeah, your food's right there. And I want you to understand that you can do this without a sponsor. You can do this even if your belief feels like it's this big now. Because there was moments, I'm going to share with you something I don't share with a lot of people. I was a Ruby ambassador. And at this point in my business, most of you know my story, I had a very skeptical husband. I thought I was mean and skeptical. Oh no, this guy, he turned my cell phone data off. He didn't want to hear the P word in our house. We slept in separate rooms some nights because arguments would get so crazy. And so for him to finally say, okay, go to that Plexus meeting. I did. I was a Ruby ambassador. I went to this Lexus dealership. I had never even touched a Lexus in my life, maybe seen a commercial or 2. I met Celeste, Gwen, Jen Hopkins, maybe you know them. And I remember going up to this Lexus RX 350 and taking a selfie with it. If you scroll through my profile pictures, it's still there. And I remember texting it to my husband, so excited that I was Ruby and 2 promotions from it, thinking he was going to see that big picture with me. And in response, this is before the eye roll emoji existed, he replied, I'm rolling my eyes right now. Just stop. I was heartbroken. I wanted him to be proud of me. I wanted him to be like, you go, girl, get that Lexus. But he just thought it was a joke. So you know what I started doing? To build my belief, I stopped talking to him, a negative factor in my life. My own husband. I know that's crazy. I'm not telling you to ignore your spouse. They always come first, but you can compromise. What I'm telling you is that your belief is going to be continued to build because you surround yourself with people that lift you up. If someone comments negatively on your Facebook, delete it. If someone messages you, understand that skepticism is so real because they've probably been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, bought the cup, bought the shake mix. They've done it all. And they want to know what it's going to do for them, not what it's done for you. People join you, not Plexus. And it's because they trust you. So to continue to build that belief, you have to be a product of the product. So my mindset was not there, okay? Like I mentioned, loading my kid up in the stroller was my workout at one point. And I had to tell myself that I was different. I had to physically speak those words of affirmation. I know, awkward, but they work. So this is what happened. I started a Stroller Strides group on Base, and I met 17 to 40 different women over the last 4 or 5 months that we were in Sandy, Virginia. Little did I know that God was going to use me in such an impactful way that these women who stopped coming to my workout group, blocked me on Facebook, talked badly about me in spouse Facebook pages, are now gold, senior gold Ruby, and senior Ruby ambassadors on my team. I believed in them more than they believed in me. I want you guys to understand that you will have no idea who he's going to place in your life that gets it, that understands the bigger picture. I didn't understand it. I joined for a discount to get rid of that role, okay? I didn't join to change thousands of lives. I joined to change my own life. But it all started up here differently when I noticed, oh, wow, I just got a text message and someone said they're not on medication anymore. Oh, I just got this email from someone that hasn't had to take Tylenol in 2 months. Guys, those are life-changing things. Every little feedback, every little text message you get back matters. It's funny because there's so many like serious topics for like all lives matter and like all these hashtags on Facebook for current events that have happened in our news stream. But it's really true. All lives matter. So you can't take into account that you're not going to change someone's life. For instance, that's probably why you haven't shared on Facebook yet. That's probably why you haven't told your spouse you joined Plexus. I guarantee you that is what's holding you back. It's that fear, that mindset shift has not happened for you. So I encourage you to start with your belief in yourself before you try to load up on belief in this company and products. Now, Emily, where did you get all this belief in yourself? Well, let me tell you, I had a very negative father growing up. I didn't have a lot of belief in myself. Believe it or not, I'm actually a very insecure person. My husband tells me I'm beautiful like 5,000 times a day. And sometimes I'm like, are you sure? Like, that's just me. So when it comes to business, you have to understand personality types. That is a huge part of building belief in others. So you've worked on your belief in yourself, and then it's important for you to build belief in others. And it has to be done by learning their personality type. I know you guys have heard about color personality tests and taking these fun little tests. The Rank Up Roadmap in your back office now has a color personality test where you can learn about your downline and how they learn and how they operate. Are they coachable? Are they not? What operates them to do work? And here's the thing. I grew up needing words of affirmation that sometimes I forget, so do other people. Sometimes I forget that I don't have to be told twice to do something. I'm obedient, I'm a rule follower, I'll do it the first time. But other people need you to hold their hand. They don't just have belief that is like a switch you turn on. No, it has to be nourished and worked on just like you would grow a garden. People's minds are very fragile. And so, for instance, me telling you guys, hearing the word no now makes me laugh, but I get it. In the beginning, hearing the word no, I would cry. I would feel devastated and rejected. But you can't let that affect your mindset because you have to keep in mind, how often did you say no? How often did you roll your eyes at those posts, you know? So that was what I started working on to build belief in my team and others, was learning their personality types and learning, you know, people want praises, not raises. Like, sure, going gold all day is a good time. Everybody wants $250. Let's be real. But you know what I want more than that? I want someone to tell me, dang girl, your glass is on point. I love how you lead your team. That's what I want to hear. You know, I think that sometimes we forget that. So build belief in your team by loving on them unconditionally, even when they drive you crazy, even when they message you 5,000 questions a day. That's okay. At least they're asking questions. I don't know about y'all, but when somebody wants my help, I'm like, yes, I would love to help you. Let me tell you everything I know. It's like a secret. Your uplines, like, we secretly love it when you guys want our help. When you share your goals, like, we secretly love it. And so I just want you to keep that in mind. Now, something else that I did to start building belief in my team was I took the focus off the business for a little while. Like, right now, my team is in full momentum. I haven't been on the weekly leaders board in a year, and we've been on it for 3 weeks. Like, hello, bragging rights. Sorry, just throwing it out there. I'm so excited. But let me tell you, it took over a year to get there. And that was from changing the direction of my team page and my leadership from building a business, making money, to understanding what you're putting in your mouth when you take your Probio 5. So we have made product-based posts to teach our teams how to build belief in the products. And if they believe in the products, they're going to understand what they're taking and they're going to stick around. The best thing that I've ever done to help build belief in new wholesale ambassadors was add them to the Lexi track for preferred Triplex customers. That has built some sick belief, okay? I'm not an expert. I am not a scientist. You guys have seen my Facebook Lives. I'm a nut job. So it is not my cup of tea to sit there and educate people on products. That's hard for me. And that's the beauty of our job, is like, we don't have to be experts, right? So to build their belief, that's what we started doing. And it has just changed the whole morale. Like, people are learning stuff all the time. They're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that my acne was related to that. Or I didn't know Ease was going to help with my weight loss. I'm like, yeah, girl, inflammation, hello. Like, it's awesome. So shift their mindsets, right? They're so focused on looking like Kim Kardashian. Like, she's not fat, she's rich. Like, let's be real. She's had so many surgeries. Like, that's why she looks like that. There ain't no Plexus product out there for people like that. If they're not willing to be patient and they don't understand that it's going to take a little time, you have to teach them that. And it's hard. It's so hard. I get it. But this is a huge part of building belief in your team, and it has to start with the products. Diamond Dogs All Day are super amazing. They inspire me to this day. I watch at least 2 a week to build my own belief, help inspire my new level ones. But let me tell you this great idea that we've been doing on my team. Kara, what I would love for you to do to help build belief and create vision is to pick some golds and senior golds. And I want you to interview them. I want you to interview them, and I want you to highlight their life and their journey and their objections, just like you would see in a Diamond documentary. I want you to do this over the next 8 weeks. So one person a week, kind of spotlight them. And the questions that we've been asking are, you know, what did that silver bonus do for you? What did your biggest skeptics, like what was your biggest skeptic's first objection? Yes, that was a dog. What did I ask her? Their biggest objection, what did their first paycheck do for them? Oh, how long have you been in this business, and what rank are you, or what are you going to be? Just little questions like this. I'll get you some more questions, but this is something that we started doing. And not only does that feel more attainable, which if you guys are watching, you agree, I would love to see some feedback in the chat. But the feedback that I've gotten from my team members are, this is amazing. I can relate to this. That doesn't seem so far away, you know, from like silver to gold, or being brand new and achieving gold. Not just hearing about diamonds. Like, yeah, sure, diamond can happen in 6.5 months. Celeste Quinn taught us that. But it also can happen in 5 years, and the wait is so worth it. You know what I'm saying? So this is a super cool idea to help you build belief over there. Now, last but not least, find yourself a leadership / growth / belief book, whether it's your Bible or whether it's something by John Maxwell, Richard Benton. That is something I struggle with. I'm as blue as they come, I'll be completely honest. Picking up a book is probably my last resort. I'd rather get on Pinterest and read like all the fun quotes. But when I do sit down, like right now, I'm reading The Laws of Growth by John Maxwell. It's like just like a little tiny book. When I pick it up and I read it and I learn something new and I share with my leaders, they're like, oh wow, Emily, you're so spiritual. You're so like insightful. I'm like, yeah, I am. But I'm really not. It's just something that I'm learning that spoke to me, and I know it'll speak to others. And again, it helps build the belief in your leaders that they are going places and they can do this, because becoming a golden ambassador is totally overwhelming at sometimes. You're changing the lives of 20 or more people, right? Yes, Kate Owen, how to win friends and influence people. I forgot you're on Kate's account. Scott, my husband, has been listening to that Audible to and from work. And it changed everything for his business. If you notice, he recently went senior Ruby. Like, what? My biggest skeptic. And now he's one promotion from that Plexus Lexus, y'all. Huge deal. He started listening to these books on his drives. Oh my gosh. It's that mindset word I'm talking about. Y'all, in 8 months, I achieved the rank of Emerald because of insane momentum and belief that we created on my team. I want you to walk away, and I want you to ask yourself this question. Kara, if you could start a thread on your team page and ask them all this question. What would you do with your first $10,000 Plexus paycheck? When I went Emerald, that was the first time I'd ever seen $10,000 not on a bill or a statement for school. That is life-changing money. Crap. When I went silver, $100 was life-changing money. I barely had the money to do it. with insane belief and momentum that was a possibility in my life. So I want you to think about that, envision it, close your eyes, get with your spouse, and talk about that, because this is happening, you guys. It's happening in our company. We have over 300 emeralds. That's insane. So I want you to think about that. I would love to hear the responses that you get back, Kara. But thank you guys so much for having me on your call. I've got to go help my husband wrangle our children. But I appreciate it. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on Facebook.
Thank you so much, Emily. You were inspiring. Good luck with your kids.
Thanks. Bye, y'all.
Bye. All right, everyone. That was amazing. So if anyone has any questions,